Hey, what's up you guys, DJMama here, and we're gonna go kind of fast, but because we got a lot to cover here. So I asked a lot of friends in my Discord groups that mainly focus on Yu-Gi-Oh! Or have Yu-Gi-Oh! In it, that I asked for their ban list takes, because at the start of the new year, we're approaching 2024 very quickly. I asked for their ban list takes for the TCG, and we're gonna see how that goes. So let's start with, of course, the biggest stuff, the bans. What do they think is gonna get banned soon here in the TCG? Let's find out. Alright, we're gonna go by this like one by one. They're all like commingled, so this is a group kind of hit to the TCG, but let's start off. Okay, we gotta start off first with Tour Guide. This is certainly a card that's gonna be hit. That's gonna affect a lot of Unchained, because Unchained really does like having Tour Guide and Fiendish Rhino Warrior. But hitting Tour Guide to banned is kind of crazy here in 2023. But also kind of warranted, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, Ra's Disciple. This also goes alongside Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, so Branded Despia or Chimera branded don't have a way to Gimmick Puppet lock you, or just like lock you out. I guess you can also add Ido in here, which is what it is, but the summon lock guys gotta go. The Ishizus, each one, Keldo, Mudora, Kelbeck, and Agito, all gotta go. I'm like, they're all at one in most of the formats, but in here Master Duel we don't have no millers. We ain't got no millers, we only got the shufflers. And they're saying, all of them gotta go. Goodbye. Yeah, next up, Pot of Prosperity. Someone said Pot of Prosperity to 0. It is a very, very centralizing card. And Konami has finally reprinted this card to death by putting in the rarity collection. So I can kind of see them putting this card to like banned, because we already made all the money off it, and we gave it a nice shiny rarity just to put it in the ground. I can see it happening. Next up, Eradicator Epidemic Virus. We saw this happen twice at a YCS, where someone literally opened 5 spells and could not interact with Eradicator. They just had it up, Labyrinth had it up, they took 5 cards, and it happened twice on a YCS stage. Surprised it didn't get hurt earlier. It's still running around at 3 in the TCG, so I think this card could be due for a ban. Kind of crazy. Next up, another big hot topic, man. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. This man just as a thoughts you, and a card that reads like that is always gonna be crazy. So yeah, it is the only thing probably selling Valiant Smashers and Centurion, but hopefully they announce more Centurion sports so they don't have to just keep being Calamity Turbo. We'll see about that. Next up, Phantasmal Lord is Ultimal Bish Vulcan. Anytime you see this man, he doesn't do anything that's remotely fair. He's just here to OTK you or FTK you. And that's all he's ever really done. I don't remember a history that doesn't include him FTKing you. Acid Golem. Now that Makonko has a way of playing turn 1, everybody's like, please get rid of this card that prevents you from special summoning any monsters. Gotta get rid of the man. So there's Acid Golem. So there's that. I know someone also mentioned that they could hit Ken or Gen to stop them from having this little interaction, but Acid Golem is a way to stop it. Next up, Striker Dragon. Someone's really tired of Dragon Link, and I don't blame them. This card being was one point the only fair Link one. I'm like, if you can play multiple you would, and one does actually affect the Dragon Link deck. But now it was like, Dragon Link's still playable, so we gotta hit this man out of here. Get him out. Next up, this is supposed to be the Unchained Dogs, yeah. Soul of Rage and Anguish. This could also be linked to Sharvara. We don't have the Unchained stuff here. Master Duel, that's why we can't show it off. The other culprit, by the way, to Acid Golem is Geonator Transverser. Sure, things it points to can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, but the fact that it gives you your opponent's monster if you put the monsters in the right zones, kind of crazy. But Is Geonator Transversal the problem? No, the Yu-Gi-Oh community will find another way to give the opponent a monster somehow still. But it is what it is. Alright, so these are the bands. Tell me what you guys think down below. And we gotta keep going because we are moving on to the limits. So the limits, gotta go through this one kind of fast. Let's start with all the Dragon Rulers to 1. Redox, Tidal, Blaster, and Tempest already at 1, I think, in the TCG. I can see it. These are already at 1. Blaster is, I think, free now? Yeah, free. These two are the only ones that really matter. He's still at 1. Next up, someone mentioned Fishborg Blaster. That's right, Fishborg Blaster. This card's a little crazy. I don't know what deck it'll inhibit. Maybe just another FTK, but who knows? This is going to be a little scary to come back. But let's go off in a row because I don't want to give out some people's ban list tags. These are from multiple different people, so we gotta keep it together. Or we'll keep it down the line. Next up, the Rescue Ace Hydrant. Yes, Hydrant is a card that is the fundamental to Rescue Ace, but keeping it at 1 probably is fine. I think Rescue Ace does deserve a hit at this point in time anyway. Dimension Shifter. I'm gonna say it, this hit feels very sacky now that it's at 1. If they hit me with 1 shifter, I'm gonna feel like I just got sacked now. I'm like, damn it, you opened the shifter and now I have to deal with you. It is what it has to be, I guess. I do want to see this card hit, but definitely not to 1. I'll just feel like I got sacked. Next up, the Bestials. Magnemite got recently limited. Let's talk about the other ones, especially like Druid Swarm and Baldrake. Maybe not Sarnir. Maybe even if like all the other Bestials are hit to 1, I don't think people will play multiple Sarnir. And also maybe Lubellion, because someone said Bestials. I'm like, maybe they also mentioned the Bestial Lubellion. Who knows? But yeah, these cards can probably all go to 1, and I'll be fine with it. We already talked about the Dragon Rulers. Another card that should be on everybody's radar, Kashtira Fenrir. This card is the new Pankratops. It takes its own role as being the Pankratops. It's just too good. It just kind of it can just out some boards by itself because it's that kind of crazy. But yeah, Fenrir probably going to 1. This is probably most liable to go to 1 right now. Tier Limit Kashtira. Tier Limit is doing very well for itself right now, the TCG, and this hit would probably put an axe through it. Just saying. Someone mentioned Masterpiece going to 1. I hate it, but maybe it won't actually do anything if we release it to 1. I'll be honest, I don't know if it does a goddamn thing if it goes to 1. This is actually supposed to be, what is this one? This is a Preventer instead of Turbulence, even though Turbulence can set up to 4 Rescue Ace quick play spells or normal traps with different names. Turbulence is the better one. Just saying. Turbulence, very good, but we're talking about Preventer here. This is supposed to be Preventer, not Turbulence. Prosperity to 1 makes more sense than Ban, honestly, but I think Prosperity 1 is going to happen. This card's just crazy. Thrust. Another crazy card that was kind of centralizing, then kind of went to the side deck, honestly. People started just side decking this card and just having the thrust targets in the side. Makes sense, but still a very, very scary card. Next up, Magnificent Map. Flunder did do well at the start of this format after Rizehart got banned. Flunder did do well, so I think this hit is liable in the TCG. Runic Fountain, it's gone. I gotta go add it back, hold on. I hate it here. Okay, Runic Fountain. So Runic Fountain, very strong card. Just hit recently in Master Duel, and definitely should be hit. Next up, My Friend Pearly. Yeah, this card's gotta go. Sleeping Memory. Why do I keep doing that? Whatever, it's not coming back. Go away. Whatever. Next up, Dim Barrier. Yeah, card should be hit. Evenly matched, questionable, but I can see it. This card's just insane. Give me your best cards and then banish them. Pick your best card on your board. That's all it tells you to do, and just keep that one. Big Welcome. I mean, how can you not? Red Reboot. This would be a bigger hit than actually hitting any of the lab cards. Bringing back Red Reboot, very scary. But I kind of want it back. Anti-Spell Fragrance, yes, please hit it. Summon Limit, sure, why not? I think Gozen and Rivalry are still running around, so I'd probably hit those instead of Summon Limit at the moment. Hugin! So let's talk about Hugin. So this is alongside Runic Fountain. So Hugin and Wonder Runic Fountain is kind of rough. I'll just say that. Chi-Shao. Someone does not like Sword Soul, and I agree. MX Saber Revoker, 1 could be fine. Put him at 1. We'll see what happens. This is the scarier one. Someone has suggested to put 1. And it is scary. That's all I'll say. Noir. All these hits to Pearly, kind of scary, but deservedly so. This card's very dumb. Electromite. We already have Beyond the Pendulum. We have the Link 3 Beyond the Pendulum. Do we really need Electromite again? Do we in the TCG? Ask yourselves. This is supposed to be Sharvara, actually. So Unchained Sharvara, this is supposed to be that card. Sure. Makes sense. Also Sharvara. And then one other card not mentioned, it's also a Rescue Ace card, Emergency. So Hydrant, Emergency, and Preventer were all mentioned to be hit to 1. I can see it, but all together, obviously. Hit like 2 cards out of Rescue Ace and it's fine. Alright. I'll save the changes, whatever. Alright, and that is the list of limited. Let's go to the semi-limits. So the semi-limits, gonna be a little lighter, but let's just start off with Lokai. Lokai makes sense, this card's... Rickason Avalon, only an EU exclusive apparently because it's only allowed to win in the EU. Well, since it's part of the whole TCG, let's hit it. Pearly, regular Pearly. Very funny, but also seeable. It can be done. Gamma, this card's beating at 1, hurts my soul. Put him to 2, at least. He deserves a 2. Come on, put him to 2. Assault Synchron. I can see this. This is easily one of the best Synchron cards you guys have, everybody that deck has. Yeah, very good card, that's all I'll say. Water Enchantress, the only mention of the Brave Engine to be hit, or the Adventure Token, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's been at 3 in the TCG. The whole archetype's just been free in the TCG for the longest, and it's kind of crazy. Moye, we're gonna sacrifice 1 Moye. Raisin, if everything's hit, I think VS could actually do pretty well. I think it's even alright in the TCG, even without the Earth Insect. But I think Raisin makes sense to hit. Long one too. Sword Soul will not catch a break. Rhoda to 2 is honestly scary. Like, and for Noble Knight gets a buff. I think this is also buff Sky Striker. This actually can also buff out Rescue Ace. They have a warrior, I'm pretty sure. And that's about it. But Rhoda to 2, very welcome, but very questionable. Branded Fusion to 2 doesn't really do anything. Should be hit to 1, I'll be honest with you. Infernity Launcher, scary, but I don't actually think it's going to do anything. They can do this. It's fine. My Friend, so it's either limited or semi. That's probably going to be the hit Konami does, honestly. Welcome. This is a regular Welcome, not Big Welcome, because Big Welcome's right here. Put him to 2. What will it do? Not a lot. And that's the semi-limits. My list will come out later for the TCG ban list, but I think these are fine. Little questionable hits for the semi-limited list, but should be alright. And finally, the Unlimits. Let's see what people think. Alright, first off, Red Rose Dragon. This card's still at 1 in the TCG, and it's questionable, but it is a very strong card, but I don't think it's strong enough to see more play after everything that's been hit. Infernity Archfiend, sure. You can have as many Archfiend as you want. Go ahead. Misk. Someone did say missed the 3. It was their only Unlimit. Harp Horror. I'm surprised this still hasn't been done. I've been playing like in the TCG since like 2021, 2020 area, and they still haven't brought this card back to 3 or like anything. This ban still is crazy. Mind Control. Take one monster your opponent controls, can't attack. Ooh, so scary. Next up, Change of Heart. This card's at 2 in Master Duel, and it's at 1. At 3, I'll probably see it playing in the side deck. I'll play 3 Change of Heart, why not? Diagram. So not only the man who wanted 1 masterpiece back, he wanted 3 Diagram. Greedy. It do be greedy, but I don't know if it'll do anything really. I really don't think it will. Time Seal won't do anything. Sacred Tree. It was a very confusing limit that Naturia was hit so early alongside Super Heavy Samurai, but I think this is fine to come back. I'll put it to 2 first, then I'll have it come back. That's about it. Ancient Fairy Dragon, sure, put it to 3. It's still at 1. It doesn't really do much of anything. If people thought it would be like played in some like field spell decks, when it's just like, it's just alright. So that is my friend's Discord Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes. So what do you guys think down below? But one more thing. Someone said they would unify, they were going to have the unified list soon. AKA when the TCG and the OCG just mix and conglomerate into one big ban list. Finally. That's a scary thought. I wouldn't want that, really. I want us to be 2 separate entities because it seems like the OCG is going to be the testing grounds and the TCG is going to be not that, and that's fine with me. 2 different entities because reasons, and I prefer that, honestly. So what do you guys think about all these hits and the fact that someone might be hinting toward the unified list coming soon in maybe 2024? So what do you guys think? Down below, let me know. I will see you guys in the next one. And my list will be coming out soon. Bye.